Hi guys, how are you all doing? How are you doing, guys? How are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, let me share myself. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? I hope you are doing great. Are you guys all prepared for Christmas? Are you preparing for Christmas and New Year? Are you all preparing for Christmas and New Year? Let me share myself. Let's see. Let's see if I'm on live. Sometimes you might think you're on live, might not be on live. Oh, I'm on live. Look, my woman. Guys, you can see the topic. Let's talk. Let's talk about this topic. So you see the topic, let's say something, guys. If you are watching me. If you are watching me, say something. How are you doing, guys? Are you all enjoying your Christmas in Christmas is loading. So let's talk about this topic. Can a couple get back after separation or after divorce? Can a couple get back after they've separated, after they have gone on their separate way, after divorce? Is it possible for them to come back? No. Can they come back? Can they? Can the couple come back together? If you are watching me, please say something. Type, 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 type. Type, guys, if you are watching me. If you are watching me, say something. Let's talk about this topic. Really sensitive topic. Very sensitive. You know, very sensitive topic. share something, guys. About what? Oh, let me share myself. Let me share myself. Let me share myself so that people can join us. So that we can have more people in the building. We can have more people in the building. Let me share myself. I've changed my name, guys. I changed my name to I changed my name to Ayinke Delight. Did you like the new name, guys? Did you like the new name? Ayinke Delight. I don't want food. No, because it's not it's my channel is not only about food. My channel is not only about food, so that's why I changed it to Ayinke Delight. You know, delight, everything, anything can be delight. It can be food, can be delight, speech can be delight, anything can be delight. So I just don't want food to appear on my channel. So, you know, when you go to my channel, you see food, and you meet some nice, amazing topic. So that's why I changed it to delight. Is the new name okay? You like the new name, guys? I'm trying to share myself so that more people can join up. I'm not going to stay longer. I'm not going to be too long on my channel, so I don't want to be too long no more on my channel. Let me share myself. Yes, I'm trying to share myself. So how are you all doing? How are you all doing? I hope you guys are preparing for New Year and Christmas. New Year and Christmas. Mhm. Yes, guys, can a couple come back? Can they get back to each other after separation, after divorce, after they must have parted on their separate way, after they going through after they went through a lot of divorce processing and everybody was going on their way. I am not an relationship expert, okay, but I am going to my own opinion. Yeah, I will say my own opinion, and I will relate my opinion with Africa culture. I will relate my opinion with African culture, and I'm not going to relate my opinion with Western world, Western culture. So if I want to bring my own opinion about this topic, guys, I would love to relate my opinion with culture in Africa. But in the Western world, I don't did they go get back to each other again? If you know anything about that, can you please comment, leave the comment for me, please? Because we're learning, no? So, but I know I'll see some couple that get back to each other in Africa, in Nigeria. I was young. I was so young back. I don't even think of marriage. No, when somebody's high school, you don't even think about marriage. When you were in high school, your aim is getting married. When you finish your school, when you finish your college, you'll be aiming that I want to be able to be a nurse. When I was in high school, my aim was to be a I wanted to study mass communication when I was in high school. Even my daddy was telling me that you need to study mass com because you talk too much. So when I was in high school, and I would look at my dad. What my daddy mean by mass com? Because my teacher always left a report on my comment that she's brilliant, she's smart, but she is a talkative when I was in high school. So that was my class teacher remark, and I don't like that. So my dad, the first thing my dad will, the first thing my dad will go through on my report sheet is class teacher report. Teacher will be commenting about you, how you are doing in school. So my daddy always go to my class teacher comment. The first thing my daddy will say that your teacher always wrote in your comment that on his comment that you talk like a parrot, talkative. I don't know the meaning of talkative or parrot. And I look at my dad, what my daddy mean by talkative. But I don't like it. Now I finally become a talkative on YouTube. Okay. So my dad always tell me that you need to study mass com. And I don't know what my daddy mean by study mass communication. So I was hoping to study mass communication when I was in high school before I finished my school sat. We call it school sat. Well, they call it high school in America. But we call it secondary school in Nigeria. But they call it high school here. So aim of any young girl is to finish high school, go to college, university, graduate, study your favorite course, become an engineer, lawyer, something like that. You'll be aiming to get married and start having a family, settle down. So no women pray for divorce in their life. People that have a perfect marriage, some people that have a very perfect marriage, it is not that by their power or they are smart or they are very expert, but by the grace they are so very fortunate. They are blessed to have a perfect marriage and still with their husband. Some people have been married for 40 years, 50 years, 45 years. Some people have been married for 50 years, but that's their luck. They are blessed. They are very fortunate to be blessed and stay in the marriage. Some people can't stay in the marriage for 2 years. It should be like hell. It should be like hell. Imagine when people get out of marriage and celebrating divorce. You know what that means? That means that person is bond under bondage. It's like they tie a rope like this with that kind of marriage. She's been looking for a way to get out, or he's been looking for any opportunity to move out. Some people think when they were going through some stress in a marriage, it's get to their heart like this that, oh my goodness, if I don't come out of here, oh no. I don't know what will happen to me. I need to move out. I need to move out. When that kind of person move out, someone that is even waiting to move out, she can't wait to move out, or he can't wait to move out. Do you think, are you expecting that kind of person that move out successfully, happily, joyfully, with joy, with happiness that thank God I finally get out of this bondage? Do you think that kind of person can go back? What do you think, guys? Do you think that kind of person that move out, that was so happy to get out of the mess, that was so happy to get out of the heat? Because sometimes when you are, sometimes some some feel uncomfortable with their marriage. It's even more than it. They will feel that something is hurting them, like it. And the moment they are opportune, the moment they have chance to break up, oh my goodness, they will be so happy. They will be so glad. Let me give you an example. If my son is not even married, I want to give example. He's not even married, but he was having a date, a girlfriend. They were living together. I was watching as a mother. I see ahead. Well, when the kids is taking some decision, as a mother, you won't tell the kind of kids that don't do that. You will just advise, but you know where it's heading to. You know that you know that an adult doesn't some adults doesn't survive marriage. Talk less of young kids that doesn't know anything about marriage. Sometimes marriage they need to have a school like higher institution. They need to study. Like study means they'll be lecturing, so that when you graduated from the lecture, then you are now agree, or you promoted to the next level, that now you can make a move to get married. Because institution is higher institution that is more than the university. It is even more than the college. Because the institution in a marriage, it is not the one that you finish in 4 years. You can't finish it in 4 years. You can't finish it. You can't even graduate in. So that, I think there should be a school. Now, school means to lecture a young a young generation that this is what you will face. This is what you will face. This is not always a rosy place. Sometimes it will be hard, sometimes it will be cold, sometimes your husband can be miserable. Sometimes you will be looking at him that, is this the man I'm married? Am I living with a stranger? Sometimes it will make it will just behave some kind of behavior that you won't expect him to do that. You'll be looking like, "Ah, what's wrong with this guy? Is it somebody else, or am I living with a stranger?" But our mother, our parents won't tell us what they are being through. The moment you tell them, oh, you want to marry, they will be laughing. You say, okay, you sure? You sure? They will be watching. They knew all what you are going to go through, because she is even going through the same thing you are going to go through. So can you telling me now somebody that was so glad she could be able to walk out of that marriage, the hot marriage, the pepper marriage, the spicy marriage, will be glad to go back again when she was so happy she moved out successfully, completely, happily, joyfully. Do you think that kind of person will go back to each other again? Though in some culture they will agree, oh, you want to come back? Okay, let's see. But in Africa, whether you are in the kind of marriage that was so terrible, that was so uncomfortable for you, our parents doesn't want to listen. They don't want, oh, thank you so very much, guys. Our parent doesn't want to listen. Whether you feel comfortable in your marriage, because they see it as a taboo, as abomination, as something that is not right. When a female child leave her marriage in African culture, particularly Nigeria, our women end their life in the marriage. Yeah. So sometimes when people say, I am done, I'm moving out, we shouldn't tag in that kind of person. In fact, in fact, you should, sometimes we have to keep dancing, celebrating that person. Joy, happy for her, happy for him, that we don't know what make him make a decision, because to divorce is very, very something powerful, very sensitive. When a woman, when a woman decided to make a bold, you know what, I am done. And when a man said, you know what, I don't want to be with my wife again, he's not happy. She just need to make a move and bold, courageous. Nobody want to separate from his wife. Nobody want to separate from her husband. But when it's not conducive, when it's not comfortable, it's getting to here. So we move. Sometimes you have to choose life. Sometimes you have to choose. Hold on, guys. Sometimes you have to choose life. So, do you think that kind of person will go back? But she might go back. Okay. Why she might go back is that in Africa, like Nigeria particularly, because our culture is sometimes is good, sometimes it's opposite. It is difficult for our women to move on. Yeah, African women find it so difficult to move on after they separated. Maybe our culture. Sometimes you see some single parents in Nigeria, they will not remarry. It's not that they don't want to be married. They wish they could be married because they were thinking about their children, particularly when kids are involved. So it's difficult for them to settle down and remarry and start a new life. They wanted to, they wish to, but they won't. They will focus on the kids. But no African woman will want to leave her kids behind. She's going with her children. If you want to divorce me, she will tell you, thank you. Can I live with my kids? African woman will tell you, it doesn't matter if you don't need me no more. If you want to divorce me, if you don't want to be with me, can I live with my kids? Do you tell me any woman that's living with her kids, her children, taking care of them alone, shoulder all the responsibility alone, excuse me, alone, that nobody helping her? Will you see that kind of woman will easily move on? No, because it's going to focus on the kids, taking care of them, because those are those kids are his profit, are his sorry, are reward from the marriage. At least she didn't lose. She came out of the marriage with children, with kids. That is property. That is a ticket she got back from the marriage. So some of them focus on the upbringing of the kids, taking after them, paying their school fees alone, looking after them. They won't even have time for another man in their life because all their attention they will put it on the children they brought from the marriage. So those kind of a woman, when the family member notice that she never remarried or she's living alone, just taking care of the kids, they will come in to settle it, and so that they can reconcile. Maybe the husband never remarried too, maybe they are both living single. So they will come in, family may come in, maybe at the period they separated or the divorce, maybe two of them will realize their mistake. If none of them got married, if they are still single, some women remarry, sometimes some women single of their life, they don't want to deal with any man again because they don't know what um behaviour the other man will bring for them because they were scared. It's like when you divorce, it will be like a trauma in your brain. You will never get out of it. It will affect you to move on. Yeah, that's why you see some single mother, they don't want to marry because they don't know what, maybe you're going to be the most intolerable man. Maybe you might be worse than her husband she left. So just sometimes they prefer to date than to sit down and say, oh, let me settle down with this one. So that kind of a woman living alone, taking care of her kids, because if she marries, she might not have time for the kids. So taking care of the children she brought out of the marriage, that kind of a person, the family may come in, maybe at the moment they separated, they will have realized their mistake. Maybe the husband will realize their mistake and the wife will realize their mistake. Maybe something will be done, something might be done like, oh, maybe the husband will not, so let me turn to a new leaf because my wife left me for so many years, and I can see the impact of my wife in my life. So all those one I'm dating, that's no different, because women, we are the same. There's no difference between us. No difference between us. Women, we are all the same. The same thing applies to men. Men are the same. But because the one you leave, you might think is going to be is the worst one. Another one will be the worst. Yes, you will not say, why are you guys, why you people are the same? Because that's no different. Only one will be more a little bit better than other one. So that kind of a woman living alone, remain single, taking care of her children, the family might come in, they might come back and will be concerned and move back with each other, and they might be a perfect marriage, and they might stay with each other for life because they broke up, they come back. They realize their mistake, they restructure themselves, then they will not come back. I think it can work because the moment they were separated, they will meet each other. Yes, they will miss each other. Those kind of person come back. But I don't know about Western world, guys. I don't know about Western world. I know about African. Some couple come back. They come back after separation. So sometimes when a couple is when a couple separated, it is not advisable to come in between them, because by the time they come back with each other, you'll be in the middle, because all what you said, maybe at the moment they were fighting, they were separated, maybe you were saying some words, you were supporting your brother, you were supporting your sister. When everything's settled, after they reconcile and come back each other, you will be the number one enemy, or you will be in the middle of them. They will not like you, because when they separate, when they divorce each other, inside within their mind, you might never can tell if they are still in love. They'll just separated and divorced. Oh, James, God bless you for coming to support me all the time. God bless you. How are you, James? You see the topic? I'm not going to stay longer. So, when two couples separated, as an outsider, you have to be careful. You don't be in between them, because the moment you be in between them, you were talking to A, you were talking to B. How do you show they are not seeing love? Sometimes it's not advisable to be in between two couple, because they might separated, they might still love each other, they might come back, they might reconcile, but you that was in between them, they will see you as the first enemy of that don't want them to be together. They will see you as someone that don't want them to be, sorry guys, to, they might see you as enemy that don't want them to be with each other. So in Africa, some couple come back after separation, after divorce, because our language in Yoruba, they will say that, my country language, they will say that let her come back so that she can come and stay with her kids. Because some husband will not allow you to leave the marriage with his kids. So that kind of a woman might want to come back. When your husband seeks you, take over your kids, that you aren't going with my kids. You can leave you can leave my house, you can leave the marriage, but I'm not going to leave I'm not going to leave you with my children. Yeah, some husband claim the kids. So in that case, that kind of a woman would not be complete anywhere she go, anywherever she is, because her mind will always be where her kids are. So that kind of a woman might want to reconcile with her husband when family member trying to settle it with them, and if it's work, he might move back with her husband. But if it is an abusive marriage that had to be with violence, I don't think anybody will go back to that kind of a marriage. If if you leave the marriage because of violent or abusive that have to do with your life. I never see anybody around that will ever go back to what can affect his or her life. So that's your African culture. But for Western culture, I don't know, maybe people come back after separation, after a divorce process. I don't know. But I know about African culture that some women they go back to their husband. Because I've seen like three people that they come back. They come back and they move on and they live longer, and there's nothing like separation no more. Because when some two parties separated, sometimes God wanted you, both of you, to miss each other, to know something about, oh, to know something maybe before you don't know her value, you never value her, you never value him. But when you separated from him, you're gonna feel him, you're gonna value him, because you're gonna miss many things about him, because sometimes you don't appreciate what you have except it gets lost from you. But the moment you grab it back, you are blessed. You are blessed, because if another man grab her, she you going to be the loser, because a good person, a good woman, it's so hard to find. Likewise, like a good man is so hard to find too, because you don't know, you don't know if you want to marry another person, it might be worse. You know, women, some women are tolerable, but some women are intolerable. You will be thinking that, oh, even my wife is even better than you. I should have managed my wife. I should have keep my wife, because she's not as bad as this one. So that is when some man realize what they lose after separation from their wife. That kind of marriage, I think they can be able to reconcile and come back to each other. I'm talking about culture. I'm not talking about American culture. Because American culture, once they separate, once they divorce, I think they move on. Even American culture, some Western world culture, if they want to move on, they will move on right away, right away. They don't even stay single, because to divorce in a Western world is so easy. It's so easy. They can marry in 2 weeks and divorce the next month. But I don't think in Africa it's hard for African women to divorce in 1 month, in 2 months. We are so strong. We can tolerate. Thank you, James. We are so strong. We can tolerate. Before African woman cry out for you about talking about our marriage. African women are so secretive. They will be going through a lot in the marriage. They won't say a word. But by the time she spoke out, talk about her marriage, it might have gotten into air. Maybe she couldn't bear it no more. So it's not, we don't easily divorce like that. We don't divorce quickly like that. Some African women will passion their marriage, tolerating their marriage. Maybe things will work, maybe her husband will change, maybe because maybe let me give him some time, he's going to change. So that's why they stay longer in the marriage. But when an African woman make up her mind, decided to leave the marriage, wow, it has gotten to her neck that, oh, this, if I'm not live there, I don't want nothing to happen to me. So that's why marriage lasts in Africa than some Western world. But Western world cannot tolerate the heat in the marriage. They can't even bear it. I don't think some of the women in Western world can bear it. But African women will tolerate because they are so strong. They will be passionate, they will be keeping the secret. They won't want to tell the friend, they won't want to tell their parents, because they love to protect their husband. They love to hide what is going on between their marriage. They don't want the family member to know. But they believe with the moment they tell the family member, they might discourage them to leave. They don't want to leave. It is not that they really love their husband. That's why they keep the marriage. They want to stay because of their children. So they want to stay because of their children. That's why some of them stay longer in the marriage. But when you see an African woman that left the marriage, That means it's unbearable for her. She couldn't bear this no more. It has gotten to a stage she can't tolerate it again. That's why they leave. But sometimes when things is be corrected, some of them go back because they don't fight. They don't. Some of them go back because the love they have for the kids, they still have the love for their husband. So in Africa, but in Western world, I have nobody. I don't know. I've never seen. Maybe it's happened. If it's happened in Western world, guys, comment and leave the comments. I want to know because we are learning here. So I'm going to end the chat, guys. So God bless you. Thank you, James. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, over 40. I'm going to let. I'm going to leave end the chat. So if you have anything about can a couple get back to each other after separation? Does it happen? But it's happened in Africa. Yes, I've seen some people that go back to their first marriage. Even some people go back to their first marriage after they have kids with the other husband. They say, I know somebody that have two kids for the second husband, and she still go back to her first marriage, and her husband have her back. Yeah. So because some women made a mistake. Like when you leave your first marriage and married to another husband, the moment you see a woman that go back to her first marriage, even the husband will accept her, including the kids he have for the second marriage, because she wanted her to take care of of his children for him. Maybe the husband have tried many ladies, so the husband realized that, ah, my wife that left is still better. I better grab my wife back. I don't care. He will get his wife back from the second husband. Yeah, they claim the right back. They will claim the wife back. They will claim the kids, to tell you that it's happened in Africa. But in the Western world, I don't think. If you guys know anything about that, can you please leave a comment and let me know? I want to know because I don't know if it's work here too now in the Western world, that you can sign and go back to your husband after separation, after a divorce. But in Africa, it's happening a lot. I see many women go back to their marriage, to their first husband, and they start having kids. I see a separation of 20 years, she went back to her husband, and they are living good. I see the one that have like two kids with the second marriage. She went back to her husband, to her first husband, with the kids, and they are living fine. So if you know anything about that, please, guys, leave a message for comment section, and we are learning. Okay, so I'm going to end the chat. So I'll see you next week on an amazing topic. So thanks so very much for you are watching me. You are silent watcher. You that type. I really appreciate you all. So I see you. Bye bye. Bye.